Today we get a first look at a brand new product in the OBSBOT ecosystem for live streaming, the OBSBOT Talent. It is a streamer, encoder, recorder, monitor, switcher, controller, and it has software specifically designed for the OBSBOT ecosystem. I'm Jason Hoffman. My goal is to help you have the confidence to just press go live. I have a long-standing relationship with OBSBOT, a very positive one as well. I crowdfunded the original Tail in 2019. Since then, I have purchased, tested, or reviewed many of their products, including the Tiny 2, the Tiny 2 Lite, their UVC to HDMI converter, their UVC to NDI converter, the OBSBOT Me, which is an AI phone tracking mount, and it works beautifully when you want to move around a space and let it track you. And of course, the OBSBOT Tail Air, quite possibly the most versatile mobile live streaming camera I've ever used. All of these products are quality, useful, well-designed products that benefit my live stream depending on what I'm doing. So when my contact at OBSBOT reached out and let me know about a brand new product, they asked if I would like to take a look at it. My response to them was, if you release it, I want to put my hands on it. So let's take a first look at the OBSBOT Talent. Now while I'm opening this up, I will say on the rare occasion that I have needed customer support from the folks at OBSBOT, I have gone through their customer support link instead of reaching out to my contact just to see how that customer support would be for anybody who had an issue with their products. And I'm here to tell you, it has been quick and I've gotten good positive results, solutions to the problems that I had. So customer support is also a strength in the OBSBOT ecosystem. So let's look at the OBSBOT Talent. It is a 5.5-inch diagonal screen that's going to give us capacitive touch and the ability to control whatever devices we connect to it. This device will anchor your OBSBOT live streaming setup. All the ports will go from left to right, HDMI 1 and HDMI 2. On this side, we also have a USB-A port. All the way to the other side, we're going to have another USB-A port, our power button, and then two 3.5mm jacks. One is a microphone jack, the other is a monitor jack. And then on the bottom side, we're going to notice we have an Ethernet jack. We have our Q20 mount, we have our SD card slot, a USB-C out, and our power port, 12 volt, 1.5 amp power port for a wall plug. If I flip it up to the back, there's something unique about this design. We do have a cooling fan in the middle, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these two bays right here. These two bays are for batteries. You can use your NPF Sony camera batteries to power the OBSBOT Talent, so it can be truly a mobile live streaming device. Now, if I take a look at what's in the box, I'm going to have the standard paperwork, which includes a quick start guide. Underneath the unit itself, we have some very interesting accessories. Now I'm going to have all the different countries' power port plugins, the power cord itself. I'm going to have two stands that fit in the bays. So now I can flip out these little legs and it can mount at an angle on any flat surface. Great feature, great little accessory to have that they include in the box. I'm going to pop those back out. Those quick release tabs there on the back for your batteries or for those bays. And then we're going to have one more feature, one more addition to our accessories that come in the box, and that is a sunscreen. A sunscreen that fits perfectly over the device, has two little screws that screw in the back here to secure it, and then you've got a nice sunshade that's going to help you see in bright light conditions so you don't have that glare coming in all the time. Handy, well thought out, great accessory for the OBSBOT Talent. In addition to the ports and the inputs that you get that are physical It also handles NDI and SRT inputs, and it can do 3 of the NDI or SRT inputs that you want to connect wirelessly into this device. So I'm going to be able to connect an HDMI, another HDMI, 2 USB, and 3 NDI sources. That's the potential of 7 cameras to choose from as you're setting up your live stream. In addition, once we get into the software, you're going to see that we also have the ability to run video from the local SD card. You can record and run those videos at the same time with this device. For this guy who has built his live streaming setup around mobile, portable live streaming, it is an outstanding option for all of my mobile live streams. The list of options for connecting devices to the OBSBOT Talent includes HDMI and input ports, 2 of each. NDI or SRT inputs, 3 of those. An Ethernet jack, a pair of 3.5mm ports, 1 for input, 1 for output. USB-C port for mic in. Video out also goes through the USB-C port. An SD card slot, 1/4-20 mount, tally lights on the back, 5.5-inch capacitive touchscreen, Bluetooth 5.0 for audio as well, and it can run on AC or DC power. This compact powerhouse will ensure a seamless connection with all of your OBSBOT cameras and webcams and so much more. Now it's time to dive into the software, so I'm going to go ahead and power this up, plug in a couple of cameras, and we'll continue to look. We always start by creating a show. We'll let this one be default, 1080 at 60 frames per second. It is going to be 16:9 orientation. This device does handle 9:16 portrait orientation as well, if you have the need to stream to portrait style platforms. So we'll create a new show. Go ahead and start the recording. So now you can see on a brand new show we only have this as an input. So now we'll start adding other inputs. As simple as tapping the box with a plus. We'll choose HDMI 1. No, we won't. We'll choose HDMI 2 since that's what we're plugged into. There it is. Fantastic. All right. So we'll save that one. I am not sure if I have gestures turned on HDMI 2. I do not on that tail air. So let's go in. There we go. All right. So HDMI 2 is going to be the camera to my right there. I don't know that is. See, I don't have gestures turned on for either of those. I talk with my hands so much. Gestures usually just start doing crazy things if I have that turned on when I'm working with my tail airs. So HDMI 2 is there. Now let's choose the NDI source that is in front of me. NDI search, yep. And I managed to turn tracking on with this one somehow because, you know, it's just how it is sometimes. It reads, the Tiny 2 is reading my gestures on the screen and turning tracking on or off. That's kind of wild. NDI is turned on. We'll let it search again, refresh that, and it finds it, no problem. Get them on the same network, get them turned on, and things work so incredibly well. We'll save that. So now I have 3 camera inputs. I have my Tiny 2, which is facing the screen, so you can see the things that are happening on the screen. I have the tail air, which is connected via HDMI to my right. I have the tail air, which is connected via NDI directly in front of me. Color's a little bit off on this one, but that'll be okay. I didn't take the time to make those color adjustments. So now that we have our cameras set up and we can see what's going on the screen, let's add some other assets. We'll hit the plus here at the bottom of the screen. Let's choose a video clip. On my SD card, I've loaded some video clips. We'll try this short baseball video clip. Now, I want this video to play automatically whenever I select it. So I'm going to choose action, and instead of manual start, I'm going to choose for that to be an automatic start. All the other settings are fine with me. I like for it to go black at the end of action because that is a visual cue for me to make sure that I am changing that back to my choice of camera. So we'll hit save here and save here. And now when I fire this video clip, if I could learn how to control my finger, I would be better off. It will fire this baseball clip. It will play automatically. And then once it's finished, it's just going to fade to black, which is my visual cue, reminding me that I need to go back to one of my preset shots there, preset camera views. My other choices for assets to add into this stream are going to be, of course, my cameras, but also have some RTMP and SRT choices here as well. Then I have a picture, which would be an overlay. I can choose one of these overlays if I like. I usually think of overlays as graphics, so I'm going to make sure that I am choosing my overlays from my graphics tab. So let's go there now. Graphic effects. And I have great choices in the graphic effects department. I am really excited about what they offer here, from the clocks and stopwatches and timers to the logos, your usual lower thirds and titles, but also your animated text. I ran an animated text across one of the test streams that I did. It is very simple to change all the pieces of it. And change the text as far as what it's going to say, where it goes, all of those things. I'll leave it alone. We'll just hit save and I'll fire it. You can see it goes across whichever part of the screen you want it to. I can adjust that to go wherever, bigger, smaller, faster, slower, whatever the case may be. So we'll turn that back off and add another asset. The logo is one that I really do enjoy because you can produce transparent logos in Keynote. Keynote is the iPad's version of PowerPoint, basically. But what it allows you to do is to export any graphic you build as a transparent background PNG file. If you'll set your background as no fill and then click the transparent background on export, you'll be able to take this and put it in your stream as a transparent background. Now, if I go in and edit this now, see if I can do that, then I can resize. And then put that graphic wherever I want it on the screen so that when I fire it, it just shows up there. Transparent, out of the way, but it's a graphic for that live stream. It works fantastically well. Great option there for graphics. And then one more, actually the one that I am most excited. I started to start the whole video out with this one, but scoreboards. Scoreboards in the OBSBOT Talent are wonderful. Now they have included several different kinds, colors, designs, whatever, scoreboards. When I first started testing this device, they were all baseball scoreboards. And I'm excited to see that they're already getting some other kinds on there. But if we were to take just this basic baseball scoreboard, I'm going to have to get where I can see better or learn how to control that. We can fire it just as it is. It can show up however you want it to. If I'll go ahead and edit it, though, I can bring that down to the size I want to be in the place I want it to be. And then I have an unobtrusive, really good scoreboard there that's going to give me a whole lot of features. So now let's go back in and let's edit it. What do you say? Edit that scoreboard. Now, if I'll go over here to advanced in my scoreboard, I can turn off inning, outs, ball strike, base runners. So if I like this scoreboard and I just want to keep using it, now it's not a baseball scoreboard, it's just a scoreboard. It's just got home away. I do get to put a logo in there. I can change the colors. I can change the font. I can change the text. But now all I have to do is know what the score is. So it could be baseball. It could be basketball. It could be soccer. It could be football. This would be a fantastic scoreboard for any of those. And then adjusting the score, runners on base, pitch count, all of that is as simple as tapping this scoreboard icon that has popped up now that I have a scoreboard active and making a change. It is so easy. And now it is 1-0 home team. Just as simple as going and do it. And if I think, oh, you know what, I would like to have the inning on that. So I'll just show that one. And now I can change that just as easily. Man, they've done a fantastic job with scoreboards in the OBSBOT Talent. All right, so let's get that off the screen. Graphic effects. And back to our camera and video views. Our audio control panel is fully featured. It has all of your sliders. It has your mutes. It has your monitors, your auto follows video, all the things that you would want are here, with one exception. You have a different area to go and find the one other thing that we want to make sure that we have. Now, in the menu here, where we created a show, we go down to settings, and I choose my audio tab, and here is where my input delay, that's that one other thing that we want to make sure we know where it is, because sometimes our input delay for the different kinds of cameras or assets that we're using might be just a little bit different. And so this is going to let us sync our audio and video perfectly by using the input delay. They did, in fact, think of everything in the settings of this OBSBOT Talent. The folks at OBSBOT have collaborated with Magewell to get this device to us and to have some specific things that are for the OBSBOT streaming ecosystem built into it. I find it to be incredibly well built, reliable. I've not had it reboot or freeze or any on all of the streams that I've done. These batteries that I have, I picked up some oversized ones for a Hollyland Mars system that I was running for a little while. These will give it about 3 hours each, live streaming with a webcam hooked in. And of course, webcam is drawing its power from the batteries on the Talent itself. So I got about 6 hours in my battery test from those two oversized Sony batteries. I'm looking forward to doing a tutorial for the features of this device in just a few days. I've already started working on that, actually. And if you'd like to have an OBSBOT Talent to anchor your OBSBOT streaming ecosystem, it can be had for just over $1,000. There is a link in the description of this video. There's also a coupon code, Jason Hoffman YT. Put that in, and you'll get a discount when you go to order. Appreciate the folks at OBSBOT doing that. So this device turns out to be incredibly well sized, incredibly well priced, but with features that are just blowing me out of the water. I am looking forward to getting to test this in some of my upcoming sports live streams, and we'll be sure to let you know just how that turns out for us. Give you some example footage as well over on my community channel. I'll point you in that direction whenever those things come up.